Days.
Let's pray. O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter from the stormy blast, and our eternal home, most gracious and kind God, we thank you for this gift of this day that we have never seen before and we shall never see again. Oh God, as the leadership and administration of this town seek to continue to make decisions that will affect our community, we ask that you continue to lead and guide them. And God, we ask that you would continue to hold the town of Cheraw in the hollow of your hand, now and always. I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Hayes. Council, we have in your packet a copy of the minutes of the May 9th council meeting. Are there any additional corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept them as presented?
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, we have in your packet financial report for May 2023. Are there any additions or corrections to that? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept them as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
So Mayor, I had one question.
Yes, sir.
The appropriated balance, the 900,000, the balance, do you think we'll use any of that this year?
We haven't so far. So I don't think we may not need to use it, but we have not used it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Council, I'd like to request that we go in public hearing on the proposed increase of delivered sewer rates for the fiscal year ending June the 30th of 2014. Do I have a motion to go into a public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Now I declare that we go into public hearing. Do we have anybody here that would like to address council on the proposed water sewer rates in this proposed budget? Hearing none, seeing none, do I have a motion we go out of public hearing? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, I'd like to ask that we go in public hearing again for proposed budget for the town of Cheraw for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. Do I have a motion we go into public hearing?
So moved.
Just a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Is there anyone here that would like to address council on the proposed budget? Hearing none, seeing none, do I have a motion to go out of public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. We have with us this evening comment from Emily Hudson, who lives at 123 High Street, concerning about dogs roaming in her neighborhood. Ms. Hudson, please come forward.
Starting in March, I've had a dog problem. I ran my neighbor's dog off the porch on a Monday night at 9 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning, I set the alarm off, chasing dogs off the porch. I have 4 new cats. Was the first one. Second one was April, and another one at 5:30 in the morning. And the third one was over Memorial Day. They attacked her in the greenhouse and killed her. And I have called and called. I have talked to the police. The police officer that came told me that I was the problem because I was the only one complaining about it. And I'm just tired of it. I feel like have not gotten any good excuse. This has been going on for 3 months, going into 4, and I feel like nobody's listening. I'm no closer today than not having dogs attack anybody again. And I realize I'm over the number of cats I'm supposed to have, but my neighbor brought all these cats and wouldn't fix them, so I took them and had them all fixed and had everything done like I was supposed to. I've lived 33 years in that house and never had a problem. And I'm not sure what the problem is with animal control or the police department, and I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. I will have to say, the officer that came to the house that Sunday was very ugly. And the next thing is going to be a child. It's going to be somebody elderly that's going to be out in the yard, because when they run in a pack, they have a different mindset. And I just don't feel like that anybody's listening. And I know there's stray dogs in this town. The 4 that were involved in the first attack, I know, were 4 pit bull mixes. 2 puppies and 2 adults with collars on. Nobody wants to claim them. Nobody seems to be able to find out where they are, who they belong to, nothing. And I just feel like before something happens, I know it's only a cat, and most of y'all probably don't even want cats. But what happens if there's a child that playing in the yard? And that's really all I have to say. I'm just not real happy with the satisfaction I've gotten from the police department or animal control. And putting a trap out and taking it up on Friday because animal control doesn't work on Saturday, Sunday, or a holiday makes absolutely no sense. That means the dogs can only do things, misbehave during the week. And that's their only chance of being caught. I'm sorry, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Evans, for bringing up aware this. Mike, are you and Rob aware of this?
I've spoken to Emily came by and saw me, and I did speak to the police department a couple weeks ago. I've talked to them 3 times since, and they're kind of, they think they know the problem, so I will check again tomorrow.
How about animal control officers?
Same thing.
Okay. Help you. Let's take care of it. Council, you have in your packet a second reading of ordinance 2023-13. This is an ordinance to adopt the general operating budget of the town of Cheraw, South Carolina for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. Do I have a motion to adopt second final reading of the general operating budget? Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Mayor, I have one question. Section 17.3 on taxes imposed. It says a tax of $16.08 on every $100 of assessed value of real estate. I'm not sure if that number is correct. I mean, I'll vote to approve everything, but I'd like somebody to verify that number. I know in our budget package, I think on 100,000 in real estate, the millage would go up $47. Basically, and I may not be wrong on the calculation, but based on this, it'd be $1,600.
I'll check into it.
But if you would verify that.
Yeah, if y'all verify with you. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Also, ordinance 2023-14. This is an ordinance amending section 19-7, B1 and 2, and 19-51, A and B of the Cheraw Town Code, increasing certain water and sewer rate charges. Do I have a motion to adopt this is second final reading of the ordinance? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, council, we have first reading of ordinance 2023-15. This is an ordinance authorizing and directing the county of Cheraw to enter into an intergovernmental agreement relating to South Carolina local revenue services to participate in one or more local revenue service programs to execute and deliver one or more participant program supplements and other matters relating thereof. Mike, you got anything to add?
Well, in the past, we've participated in collection programs with the municipal association. They have been various business, and they've now consolidating all those programs into one called the local revenue services document. And as a result of that, they're requiring town councils to pass an ordinance and agreements with that. So that's all we're doing is complying with municipal associations.
Council, I have a motion to adopt first reading of ordinance 2023-15. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Also, first reading of ordinance 2023-16. This is an ordinance to enact purchasing of procurement procedures for the town of Cheraw.
When we were redoing our ordinances in regards to change the form of government, one of the leadership group and also municipal association suggested we have our procurement procedures actually be part of the code. So this is putting our procurement into the code.
Hearing first reading, do I have a motion to adopt first reading of ordinance 2023-16? Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, this first reading of ordinance 2023-17. This is an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the town of Cheraw, chapter 2, administration to change the form of government to the council manager form because of the passage of the special referendum that was on the ballot for November 8th, 2022, and to make other provisions related thereto. Mike, you just kind of make.
Back when the council and the public approved the referendum to change the form of government, we then, the municipal association, along with South Carolina City County Managers Association and the College of Charleston have an advanced leadership program. And so several people comprised, like we've got city managers, police chiefs, HR people. They all come together to learn more about government, and they have to undertake certain projects. And this group undertook changing our ordinances from strong mayor to council manager form. And so this is what they've come up with. Later on, we're going to pass a resolution which we're going to hire an attorney to go over that a little bit more. But right now, this is what it's been recommended by the leadership group. So this changes our form of government.
Council, you hear recommendation to pass order 2023-17. Do I have a motion to adopt this as first reading? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, we have resolution 08-2023. This is a resolution authorizing the town manager to use alternative methods for procurement when required by external agencies. Rob, you want to address that?
We do a lot of state and federal grant programs, and those programs oftentimes have procurement procedures and policies that may be different from the ones that are adopted here at Cheraw, and we have to use those. So this is just a resolution saying it's okay to use those procedures when required to use grant monies.
Council, you hear the recommendation to adopt resolution 08-2023. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, resolution 09-2023. This is a resolution providing for equal opportunity and procurement procedures for the town of Cheraw. Mike, Rob.
This goes along with the procurement ordinance. This is stating that the town will utilize equal opportunity procurement procedures when we purchase goods and services. This is separate from the main ordinance because these do update from time to time. And that this way it'll be a rolling update, so any new changes to these rules and regulations will continue to follow rather than having to go back and amend the ordinance each time something changes.
Council, you hear the recommendation to adopt resolution 09-2023. Do I hear a motion to adopt the recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, resolution 10-2023. This is a resolution committing the town of Cheraw to provide a $200,000 match of the undiscovered South Carolina grant program to make improvements to the theater on the green. Right?
Mr. Rob will be applying for a grant for, to set up a match. So all this is part of the grant application is required that we have to match it. We applied for this last year. We were not funded, so we're going after it again. So it's just part of the application process.
Any comments on that, Ron?
That, the match is already in the budget for the upcoming fiscal year.
Council, hear the recommendation to adopt resolution 10-2023. Do I have a motion to adopt the recommendation for resolution? So moved. Second. Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. We have a request by Assistant Town Administrator to have all new water and sewer taps approved by the Town Council outside the town limits. Rob?
This conversation started several months ago with Doug Stowe and Kenny Grantham at the Utilities Department. Within the town limits, if we can provide water and sewer, we're obligated to provide water and sewer. Outside the town limits, anytime we provision water and sewer, it's on a case-by-case, contract-by-contract. The state considers it a contract under law basis. We have no obligation to provide water and sewer to people outside of the town limits. Because of that, and because each time we're entering a new contract, final approval needs to rest with council instead of administratively. And speaking with Doug, he thought this was the way it should have been, but we couldn't find any documentation of this case. So this is creating a policy that water and sewer taps outside town limits will have to go before council for approval.
Council, you hear the request of Assistant Town Administrator. Do I have a motion to adopt his request?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, we have a recommendation from the Legislative Committee concerning entering into agreement to have Hope Flynn Group review town's code of ordinance as town transitions to the council manager form of government. Mike?
Well, it's from
Steve,
legislature.
Robbie?
Yeah, Legislative Committee met on June 8th with Town Administrator Mike Smith and Assistant Town Administrator Rob Wolf to discuss a request to enter into an agreement with Hope Flynn Group to review the town's code of ordinances as the town transitions into a new form of government. It has been recommended to the town by the Municipal Association of South Carolina to hire an attorney to review the updated ordinances and as an added measure to ensure all state and federal laws are being met and advised on whether or not additional changes or revisions need to be made. Assistant Town Administrator reached out with two attorneys familiar with government operations and received a proposal from the Pope Flynn Group. It is a recommendation of the Legislative Committee. The town enter into an agreement to hire the Pope Flynn Group to review the town's code of ordinances.
And is that coming out? Committee, motion?
Yes, it is.
Council, you hear the recommendation from the Legislative Committee, and it's coming out of the committee in the form of a motion. We have a second. Second. Any further discussion?
I'll just say that when we passed the first reading of the ordinance, this is what they will be.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. We have a request to approve the sale of hangars at the Cheraw Municipal Airport.
Each time that we have a hangar that's, wants to be sold or purchased, if it's not an immediate family member, has to go to County Council. Rick Benner owns hangar 11 at the airport, would like to sell his hangar, to, Eric Rouse, who would just store his planes there. The airport commission has met and already approved the sale, so I'm recommending that council approve it as well.
Council, you hear the recommendation to allow the sale of the hangar at the airport. Do I have a motion to accept the recommendation? Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Also, you have in your packet council activity reports. If you have any questions pertaining to any of the departments, please address your concerns or questions to the administration. We're at the segment of our agenda. Is there anybody here this evening that is not on the agenda but would like to address council during citizens' comment? Please step forward.
Good evening. I'm Melvin Wilkerson, 601 Robin Hood Drive here in the city. Just wanted to share with you that during the latter part of spring, I wanted to share a comment with Mr. Wolf, and I called him and told him to come out to the house, and he did. And I appreciate that. Thank you for coming. And of course, we had a delightful chat and a good time. Now, when I called him out to the house, that gave him opportunity to be in the community. And I think that's a good thing. And you can see the community and see what's going on. The next thing is when you get out in your community and you address people, talk to people, chat with people, it gives you time to be a relationship. So based on those bases, I would like to say that perhaps I've started what I'm gonna call community chat, or chatting in the community. And you may steal that model if you would like to. Again, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone else? Hearing none, seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second? All those in favor, motion say aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you coming.